Working Mama, I want to talk to you about how you can easily and seamlessly go from work mode to family mode, from family mode to work mode, from work mode to being with my girls mode, from family mode to being with myself and taking care of myself mode. It all has to do with creating space. First, though, let me tell you why this is so important. As working moms, we must compartmentalize. We do it all the time. We are always compartmentalizing, right? Otherwise, how are you going to get your job done when you're thinking about how much you miss your kids or how your son was upset when you walked out the door this morning? How are you going to be present with your kids when you know you've got this looming deadline coming? How are you going to be with your husband when you know your kids are missing you? It's so difficult, but the way that we get through it is by compartmentalizing. Having said that, compartmentalizing can create its own set of challenges. So I want to share with you one very important way to actually deal with some of the stress that comes from compartmentalizing. And that is by creating buffer zones. It's by creating physical space between each mode that you need to be in. Mama mode, wife mode, cleaning the house mode, daughter mode, sister mode, right? Any of the modes that you need to be in. Creating some physical space between them makes a huge difference in the stress that comes and builds up from compartmentalizing. And when I say creating physical space, what I mean is literally that, making a space between the two. I'm going to give you some different ways to do that. And I want you to make sure to take action on one of these. So listen to them and think about which one resonates most for you, which one you could really apply in your life today. I'm not talking about tomorrow, I'm talking about today. And then start doing it. When it comes to creating that space, one of the most natural ways that we've had in the past is our commute. Leaving our families and heading to work, leaving work and heading to our families through a commute created a natural space for us to be able to wind down from one thing and prepare for the next. Whether that commute was 15 minutes or an hour, you had the time to actually readjust your brain and get ready for that next thing, to be in your next mode. In the pandemic, when we all started working from home, that went away for a lot of us. And so if you're in hybrid mode now where you're not necessarily gaining that commute back, gaining back that buffer time, you have to create it for yourself. There are lots of different ways that you can do this. It could be by getting out of your house and taking a walk before you start working, and then getting out of your house and taking a walk before you end your workday. It could be, if it's too cold to go outside, simply doing 10 jumping jacks, right, before you start work, and doing 10 jumping jacks after. If that sounds like too much, then you could look at doing some deep breathing for 3 minutes. Close your door. If that closing that door means, like, honestly, if it means crawling into the closet and closing the closet door, because I know a few of us have been there, whatever it takes, find that quiet place and just breathe deeply. Do 3 minutes of meditation or 3 minutes of deep breathing before you start work and 3 minutes after. It creates space so that you can alter between work mode and family mode. And if, doing jumping jacks or deep breathing don't sound like enough for you, try some burpees, right? Whatever it takes for you to physically just get into yourself so that you can pivot and switch gears and move into that next mode that you need to be in. Another way to do this is to light a candle. When it's time to start winding down for the day, don't just go straight into, let me put on my pajamas. I mean, hey, putting on your pajamas actually is a way to create space, but I'll take it one step further. Light a candle, because some of us don't actually get into pajamas. Me. Just like take the clothes off, get in the bed. Okay, time to go to sleep. But sometimes that's hard. So like light a candle. You can signal the whole family, hey, wind down time. Mama lights the candle and everybody knows time to bring it down a notch, right? So lighting a candle can really help to create a physical space for relaxing. Another way that you can do this is by thinking about an activity that you really enjoy and doing that for a few moments. It could be reading a book. It could be listening to a podcast. Taking 3 to 5 minutes to read a book, read an article in a magazine or a podcast can signal to your brain like, hey, it's time to switch. We were doing this one thing. This is our kind of mini break. And now we're moving on to the next thing. And that next thing could be heading to work, heading to family, heading out with your girls. Whatever it is, taking the time to switch will help to reduce the stress related to compartmentalizing. That's what I found for myself. That's what I found for the women that I coach and work with. And I hope that that's what you find for you. So these ideas that I just shared with you, please take one of them and action it today. If you have other ideas for how to compartmentalize, share those with me and share this with the other mamas in this Savvy Working Mom group. Thank you for listening to this. I want to send you grace, peace, and joy, because I know that with more grace, peace, and joy in our lives as mamas, the world will get better.